I don't think they have the answer.
I might not have it either.
Both leaders of the major parties and their hierarchy have made huge promises, not a few $100s or a few $100 million. They're talking in total about billions of dollars. What concerns me, and I asked you, Julie, does it concern you as to how the hell they're going to fund it?
Okay, thanks very much, sir.
Okay, so look, I'll go back to the principles of what is a good society and what is the public good. And look, to be fair, all the candidates have talked about taxation reform, and it's what we need to do as communities. We need to have conversations at the grassroots level of what that really means. If we want funding for public schools and hospitals, I'm a public health and public school advocate. If we want funding for aged care services, and I'll beg to differ about the hospital funding, that trajectory actually leads through get up in the Prime Minister and Cabinet's figures, 88 bed losses for the Manning-based hospital alone in the line electorate. So, and the loss of nurses as well. So that trajectory is not enough to provide funding for our public hospitals. So that's a great concern. But if we have fair taxation where the corporates pay their fair share of tax, and we look at what we need for the public good, that revenue coming in for the public good is the crux of a good society. That's where we need to start. What do we need? What do we want? How do we look after our vulnerable? We have homelessness where 40% of the homeless people in Australia, which is over 120,000 people, 40% of them are young because they can't afford rents. So we've got negative gearing needs to go. That's tax avoidance. I won't apologise for that. Intergenerational equity is a big issue. So, look, I think it's a grassroots level conversation. What do you all want? It's not up to, I kind of think it's not up to the parties themselves to solve this. It's up to communities to demand the services that they want. And let's look at how we actually get good taxation to fund those services.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Yes, by all means.
Yes. The process we have is that, I mean, well, I'll make it specific to this one. The government delivered their budget in May this year. Shortly after that, when we started the election mode, the Treasury produced their pre-PFO, what is it, pre-economic fiscal outlook, which basically said what the budget position was at that particular point in time. We have a parliamentary budget office that all of our promises have been submitted to. All of the commitments that we've made have been submitted to, and they have done costings on us. They're independent of the Labor Party. Okay. Now, in terms of, you're right, we have made commitments in the tens of billions of dollars. Okay. Now, let me just tell you about 3 items where we're saving money. $32 billion, the negative gearing tax changes. Not doing the corporate tax cuts, $50 billion. The corporate tax cuts for businesses with a turnover of over $2 million a year. $50 billion savings there. Not doing the personal tax cuts for the top end of town, we're saving $17 billion there. That's a saving of $99 billion. That's not the only savings, that's just the first 3 I could think of. Okay, so Labor is going into this election with fully costed promises, fully costed commitments, not costed by us, no